So the first question I have is, what is your role at your organization?
Okay, I'm working as the project control engineer for one of the projects in my company.
Within your role, do you feel that supply chain risk is increasing? And if so, can you share your experience on the top factors influencing your supply chain strategies?
Supply chain is probably one of the biggest risk factors we have to consider, considering we're in the engineering and construction management industry. So we're basically dealing with a lot of raw material requirements, procurement of items and equipment and stuff like that. It automatically leads to the supply chain, at least in the transportation and the total supply chain from the upstream down to the downstream until it gets installed onto the site in the oil and gas industry. So if you look at it from that perspective, the risk actually for the last year and a half has been reduced, considering there's very few people there's a lot more availability in the market and lesser demand in the overall market for procuring our items, but the risk by itself is a major chunk. So I can't really tell you if it's increasing or decreasing, but I definitely see an upward trend.
And has your company taken any actions on the potential risks?
We've actually started setting up long-term contracts with our suppliers for specific equipment, like most of the bulk equipment that we need, like piping or pipeline related or steel and stuff like that. We've got long-term firm order-based deals with our vendors and our suppliers. That way, that part of the risk is reduced because that part covers about 25 to 30% of our total procurement. So we started that process of setting up long-term firm order level vendors and supplier deals and contracts. So that's one way of going through it. The other way basically becomes plant-based requirements, so it changes on a custom tool basis. So we usually choose a vendor among 3 or 4 qualified vendors. So we've narrowed it down to a standardized list of vendors and suppliers who can provide a variety of equipment for us over the years. That's one of the things we've done.
Do you have any final comments on supply chain risk management? For example, maybe three main key points for your business in your part of the world.
Okay. First thing, probably the major risk factor is availability of the material. I currently work in the Middle East, and we don't have a lot of vendors who provide us with the kind of equipment we need. Of course, bulk items we do get, but not on specific equipment. We don't have that much of a market here. It's more in Europe and Asia. So that's a major supply chain risk because we've got to import it, although there's no duties, but the time and the effort needed to import something from a different location to a location of work would probably be a problem. It would be one of the risks, but that's on the lower side. A lot of risks we can mitigate over that we think should be mitigated is basically in duties and in getting the item to site. And what we do is expediting. We have a specific expediting team, a logistics team that we've got no other job but to keep tracking this on a regular basis. We let them travel if they have to, but we have a system where we have our vendors also use the same ERP that we use, so tracking of the equipment becomes easier and they get the information immediately as soon as they release it, that kind of stuff.